to this beautiful episode on the Roundtable. My name is Shegun Odwayo. What do we do on this show? We take three interesting topics, heating up the polity, and we dissect them with the very best of intellectual assets here on this platform. I have a regular and a not so regular person in the building, but together we're going to be having a very great day on this show, of course, with you on the other end. Good afternoon to you, Mohamed Lawal. Thank you very much for being a part of today's package. And there's Babatunde Titilola as well.
Thank you very
Lawyer.
much.
They said barrister is wrong, so lawyer, I guess. All right. What are we beginning with this Thursday afternoon? We'll be beginning with the economic committees, economic councils set by the President of the Federal Republic of Nigeria yesterday, President Bola Ahmed Tinubu. Yes, Mohamed, very quickly, let's dig in. An economic council has been set. Basically a combination of politicians or political office holders and the guys that are ruling the economy. I mean, no doubt, the largest employer of labor in Nigeria outside of the government, Aliko Dangote, and the host of others, Rabiu Samad, and them all, of course, the president, the vice president, and members of the government. Is this a way forward? Is this meant to bring any solution? Are they not going to clash with the economic council, small economic council, of course the FEC, that is supposed to be like a mini economic council, and the guys, the coordinating minister of the economy, Mr. Wale Edun, and other guys that are taking up that sector, or are they going to be an addition?
Yeah, thank you so much. Most times I'm usually surprised about how we Nigerians, how we go about things, you understand. Recently the president said that he pronounced or he gave directive for implementation of Oronsaye's report, you understand, and which is still for us to cut down some departments, ministries, let me just say MDAs, you understand. But funnily enough, yesterday we got on again that the president has constituted a 31-member committee, which include himself and the vice president and some ministers, and some top executives, you understand. I don't know the essence of the committee, but it's said to be against the issues of the country's economy. But however, when we think about it, are we saying that is it even for the president who is into different matters, you understand, for him to have involved himself in such committee? Truly it is a very big one, you understand. But I don't still believe that there is need for them to constitute a committee. Don't forget that there are several committees that have been sitting and seeing everything about this. And the president himself has summoned several times, and Aliko Dangote, Femi Etodola, and some other big, so, and then nothing came out of it. I just see this committee as another aggrandizement, you understand, or aggrandizement, or another, jamboree, just to show us what we need at the moment is action. You understand? Truly, he has been bringing people together, but we have not seen, a divine intervention into the economic matters of the, on the country. For yet, as of 2 days ago, there is an increment in the 27.8% increment, in order for us to see that prices of goods will go down in the private sector. But in spite of that, we still have skyrocketing increment in the price of goods as of today that I'm talking to you, understand? So I don't see reason. I just believe that irrespective of the myriad of issues we are facing in the country, the president should take it easy in formulating policies, as well as bringing together several committees. This thing is just as if we are just delving into several things without getting a good result. We have been on these economic issues for the past 5 or 7 months, and it's all about policies, policies about policies, committee about committee, and people are still suffering.
Nothing to show for.
Yeah, nothing to show for
all
it.
Right. Don't you think we need all hands on deck, Babatunde? Don't you think that we need to keep exploring various situations till we get it right? Do you agree that this is a jamboree, or you think these are the real big boys? These are the major guys when it comes to the industry. the economic industry in Nigeria, and we need these guys to be on the same page with the president. Don't you think the president is calling them on board so that we can see solutions? I mean, look at Dangote yesterday donating 80,000 bags of rice to the Onje Eco project. Look at the after a meeting was held with some of these stakeholders in the past. The prices of cement was brought down a little. So don't you think the president needs to draw these guys close rather than the jamboree that Mohammed is calling it?
Yes, I believe that the president needs to do whatever he has to do to make sure that the economy is revived. But however, what's the point of bringing together the stakeholders in the private sector? Which you of all people should know that these people, most of their agenda is how to boost the private sector, how to privatize the industry, and even outside in profit. And the economy is for the public. Now you're bringing the likes of Aliko Dangote. Do you know how busy this man is? Do you even consider how intentional it would be in the council? Do you know how much of interest of the people they have? Now is not is beyond donating bags of rice or building constructing roads for the people. What is the long-term agenda of this council? And I think one of the common issues that the Nigerian government has over the years is inaugurating committees upon committees and all. And I feel like it is not doing any good. The coordinating minister must have an agenda. So why the economy council? Why the inauguration of another council? So we need to align the interests. And I believe that there will be a lot of councils that whose project or whose purpose will be about economic recovery and all. So why not bring all these councils or committees or agencies together and create a robust agency that will tackle the economic issues we are having head on, instead of diversifying and trying to encourage multiplicity of committees which are going to perform the same functions.
Mohammed, now these guys, the top players when it comes to Nigerian economy, I mean, don't you think that they are supposed to be partners in progress with the government? Don't you think bringing them closer makes them more like, we hear you, we see you, speak to us, you are working for us? I mean, we are all working towards the same goal. You want to make profit, you want to, you are in charge of the people, you are the ones giving these guys, I mean, what they want on the economic level, but we are supposed to also represent the people. And then for progress in the community, in the country, in the society, we need to have all hands on deck. Do you by chance think that that's what is going to come out of this committee, or you are predicting doom from the very beginning?
Yeah, I would take from my friend's opinion or word, which is intentionality. How intentional are these people? Understand? And when this economic war started, don't forget that the likes of Aliko Dangote also submitted into the increment of prices of goods. You understand? For instance, sugar price rose, cement price rose beyond, what a common man could actually afford, can't even afford at the moment, you understand? If these people, have meant so well for Nigeria, they won't take the advantage. Truly, they are not the ones who increased the prices from the retailers, you understand? From the retailers now. But don't forget that it is as a result of the increment being meted to them from the manufacturer that resulted into them increasing their so you see that don't forget that he didn't say anything concerning that when everybody was complaining about the prices of cement is going up. We didn't hear anything we didn't get any intervention from him. And for him to have donated 8,000 bags, 80,000 bags of rice, he's not, he should even do more than that. You understand? Do you know how much he has made out of Lagos State itself? You understand? He has his refinery in Lagos State, for crying out loud. You understand? And I'm very sure that there would have been an MOU between the Lagos State government and him himself. For him to have done that is like a bait, to ensuring that the Lagos state government keeps supporting his brand, you understand, or keep supporting his productivity or output in the states and across, you understand. So there's nothing new about that. But I just believe that to me, I'm not, predicting doom as a result of the council being, formulated by the federal government. But I just believe that these people are not averse. They are not, they are not strange, or they are not strangers to the issues in Nigeria. You understand? And they have not, in their own way or irrespective of them being actors in the business, their business moguls, they have not in any way contributed.
Your submission is that they are going to be there for private gain.
Yeah, of course, for themselves. Don't forget that there is a business principle that every business person, is there to satisfy his or her own 90% intention. Is there to survive. Don't forget that they have their self as a priority. They are the number one priority before any other person. That is factual. You understand? Any other thing that they are there to serve Nigerians to show, that is just a way of just, that is.
We agree with him on this. Right, very quickly, we'll move now to the next topic, the Okuama killings. Of course, remember that recently news filtered in that soldiers representing our country were killed in Okuama, a community in Delta State. This was really sad news, and before we proceed, Jacob been saying it really did. It went viral. Yesterday, the president honored them at their burial. Not only did he attend the burial, but he gave them posthumous awards. Also, he announced scholarships for their children, and even the pregnant wives of some of the late officers. Let me start with you now. First, let's talk about the Okuama killings. It has been a sad one.
It is.
It has really been. It has been broken down into various pieces, various bits and pieces. Till now, people are still breaking it down, how it really went down. In fact, as of today, the military has declared some persons, wanted. But I think I should start with this. Can the military declare people wanted? The military is supposed to handle issues that has to do with external threats, not internal matters. That is left for the police. That is meant for the DSS, if possible, other security agents. Is it legally right for the military to declare people wanted in issues matters like this?
Well, thank you for that question. Just like you said that the military, they are, they have their own duty, which is to protect the people against external threats. And what happened, however unfortunate, was internal. And the proper procedure to go about it would be working together with the security agency that could handle that situation. Now, of course, there is what they call intelligence gathering in the security sector, and I want to believe that before the military sent their personnel to that environment, they've done their due diligence. But it's still unfortunate that what happened. Nonetheless, it is not for the military to take out revenge on the environment or on the community because they lost their people. So they should still follow due process by collaborating with the police in that jurisdiction to make sure that the perpetrators are brought to book and justice is served.
But is it legally right
for
them to have done what they did today? No,
it is not. Unless they want to declare them wanted for terrorism. And I believe that is not the case in this instance. So they couldn't have done that. So.
All right. Okay, so now to the matters arising on this particular subject matter. What happened yesterday was not new, but more like a relief. To the family members of some of these officers, seeing that they were not alone. Education, which was a major factor, has been given to them in a manner of bringing succor to the family. Their monies are meant to be released as well. And in 90 days, how do you look at these things that happened yesterday?
Yeah, it's a good development, and that's the least the Nigerian government could do. Yeah, these people, the victims, they were in the service of their country.
Yeah.
So if anything should happen to them and they are unable to cater for their families back home, I think it is the duty of the Nigerian government and as well Nigerians to make sure that they, even though they cannot fill the void, but they should at least show the families of the deceased that, okay, they see them and they are with them every step of the way, even after recovery from this loss.
Mohammed, very quickly. Now, it's known that whenever you hurt a military man, where you are going, you may not understand it. Reports have been coming out of the Delta. The reports have been coming out of Bayelsa as well. That these areas, Okuama itself, is under lockdown. Nobody has been able to go in. Nobody has been able to come in. At a point, one of the top Delta police officers said even he has not gone there. Some traditional rulers said they've not been allowed to go there. Of course, we all know that some persons have been traced to Bayelsa. Human rights, the human rights of many persons now cannot really be defined because it's the military, you know. They say when the military is involved, everybody is always very careful. Now, the human rights of certain persons might have been violated. Innocent persons that had nothing to do with this issue at all. I mean, how can we cope things like this in the future?
So yeah, to me, I think those who are dead, RIP to them. But you understand that the only strong force we have in this country today, you know, that we still respect as a security apparatus is the military. You understand? So even if the military, some people, acclaim that the old scenario is not true whatsoever. You understand? That maybe it was a game they played to kill him and so on. That is But however, we cannot continue to undermine the only security apparatus that we still believe in, you know, that we believe that can help us conquer the security challenges in the country. To me, it was very bad, you understand? And I want that the military are used to retaliating heavily, when something like that happens to them. You know, that should be, you know, I would just say that it should be like that.
Okay. Oh, it should be like that.
It should be like that because
you support the violation of the human rights of.
I'm not, you know, wholeheartedly supporting the violation of human rights. But let us put ourselves into the shoes of these people. Don't forget that the wife of these people, they are commoners like us. You know, they are also people like us who also, you know, deserve to be treated as everyone. But now that evil, vile reaction has been, you know, melted on their, you know, on their family, you know, about 17 persons beheaded, bringing out their intestine, you know, killed in a gory manner. You understand? How will you feel? So if you look at the emotional foregroundings of the family of these people yesterday, you could see some of their children, you know, putting their two hands on their head, the wife crying, irrespective of the government promising them scholarship. You understand? And we'll still get there to that part. But let us look at the way those people were displaying. They won't see their family again forever. You understand? These people are crying. They are left in the shadow of themselves for the rest of their lives. Those people whose wives are still young, they will have the story of remarrying and saying that, oh, my husband at a particular point, you know, all of those memories. These people are also suffering, you know, emotionally. And don't forget that we have not, you know, got a true report from the scene. What is going down there now? Yeah. Even till now, we have not really seen something true about what is
conflicting reports are just coming out really.
Yeah, but we can't submit ourselves into, you know, conflicting reports. Something that it is not. It's still based on people's assumptions. You know, you have not seen it truly. If the military are truly doing something, you understand. And at the same time, we must commend the federal government, you know, for their quick intervention into, you know, a ceremony for these people. This is to tell us that we hold our, you know, officers high esteem. You understand? Yeah. So I would just say that they shouldn't do it for fire. I would just, you know, now that it is even wrong that the military is the one declaring these people wanted. I think it's against the law. I think it's against the rule of law to have done such a thing. The police should have been the one to handle this case from here. Police, but you know that don't forget that Nigeria, you know, our security apparatus is somewhat weak. You understand? That is why I think they are taking it by themselves so that they can actually get those people the culprit into Brook. So I just believe that the military should not destroy the village totally.
But there should be revenge.
They should not revenge. They should,
You
go
said
through.
support
No, they should go through the, through the confines of the law. That this is the way you reprimand people who have done something wrong against you. Not that they should.
You slightly submitted that they can just
But if if someone's uncle.
But do you agree with him that there should be some form of military revenge, albeit little?
I do not support that position in its entirety. As yes, what happened was very unfortunate. The lives that have been lost, they're not coming back.
Never.
But in as much as we claim to be in a democracy, then I believe that there are certain ways that we should do things. Now, some citizens came together, murdered military personnel. Then the military bombarded the community,
We have videos of
subjected the community people, the innocent and the suspects, subjected them into inhumane treatment, infringing on a lot of their rights. Then what is the difference between the perpetrators of this crime and the military that bombarded the community? So there should be a rules of engagement, and I believe they do have. The Armed Forces Act clearly stipulates the mode of engagement. So I believe that what they are doing is outside how they should originally operate. Like I said before, the police should be the ones spearheading these investigations or findings, whatever they are doing. The Nigerian Army. So I condemn their actions, and I see it as something that is not very encouraging if the Nigerian government should continue to allow this to happen.
Very quickly now, away from the scholarships, the money payments of monies that should happen in plus or minus 90 days, and the awards. I mean, posthumous awards now. I mean, good move, bad move. Should there have been more? Should there have been less?
To me, when Nigeria gives you an award, it's just the award for award's sake. There is nothing more than the award. When you have an award, it's just for the,
glamour. Like what?
If there are, gratuities, that belong to these people, it should be paid immediately.
They said it should be paid.
So if they have done all of that, and again, there should be a kind of, huge amount of money to be given to the family of these people. You understand? Maybe they are giving them 30 million each. You understand?
10 million.
Yeah, it's very small, right?
Is that worth
It's very small, right? So I think they should not give them. They should empower them, or just sign, a memorandum saying that at so age, each of the children should be working in this particular place, and as well as empowering the wives of these people. You understand? People will have been saying that why can't they send them abroad? But the federal government won't want to do that, because if the federal government is promoting the idea that when they leave Nigeria, that it means that Nigeria is better than the other country is better than Nigeria. I think they should empower the wives. The scholarship is good. That is a welcome idea, but they should also sign something that at the age of 18 or 19 after university. At the age of 20 after university, these children should automatically work in government, in this particular, government agency they fit into. Or some of them who are interested in military, they could go to school, NDA, and so on and so forth. I think that will do enough for them.
Babatunde, how sure are we that this time next year, what's today's date? March 28, 2024. Say March 28, 2026, the sons or daughters of one of these officers needs to get into school, and then these funds, numbers are now switched off. Offices are now being locked. Or what am I even saying? Let's say Tinubu is out of office as president, and there's a President Babatunde Titilola somewhere. And then one level 10 officer says, your father died when? Please.
You're out of it. As it is common.
Which is not new. How are we sure that these promises yesterday won't just end on the 27th of March 2024?
Well, it's like you said, the scenario you just painted is very typical of Nigerian government. But to follow up on what my colleague here said, that there should be some sort of written arrangement. Now, it doesn't mean that the enforcement is assured, but there should be something that the families of these victims can hold on to. That okay, if push comes to shove, they can enforce it themselves. So it's not a matter of they need to call Nigerian government or ministers in charge or whoever is in charge. That okay, do you remember you promised this and this?
I think they have their numbers.
Well, I doubt they will. So there should be something that would monitor the situation automatically. Some form of record keeping, making sure that okay. And that is why even the Nigerian people should be involved in monitoring this, whatever happens to their families. That okay, are they doing well? What's the level of a recovery are they? What do they need? What are they lacking? What should the government? What should they have done? What are the promises, and how fulfilling are these promises? What is the stage of fulfilling these promises? So there needs to be a lot of eyes on this case to make sure that the Nigerian government and every stakeholder involved, they perform what they promise to perform.
Very quickly now, Mohammed, how are we sure that in 2050, oh, that's too far, this is 2024, right? Say in 2034, this does not become a future story. Okuama soldiers, how federal government abandoned, so. How are we sure that this does not become an award-winning peace in the next 15 years?
Yeah.
Those promises won't get kept.
So I think we should just give it to this government for now, since it's a new government. Let us see if they can actually change the status quo, if there could be changes from what is normal, in the country. But I believe that for the government to have come out, ceremoniously yesterday, it means that I think there's a plan for and it is documented. The ones that we have been seeing in the past are usually pronounced. We don't have audio, we don't have visual celebration as this. We just see a document being issued by the federal government.
Yes,
federal government but this one, the president was there yesterday. He gave his words, and he still said that the government will ensure that those people who are culprits or who are the perpetrators of these acts will be brought to book. It means that, and for the government to have also invited the families of these victims or people of the deceased, it means that the government is ready to contribute effectively and efficiently to the lives of
we
them
just
without
hope that
failing
the incoming government will follow
That's what I'm
suit.
saying. It's not even about this.
It's not even about these ones. They
about
would want to
two
save
presidents
their
from now.
Yes, that's what I'm saying.
So what about if APC,
Exactly.
if PDP should emerge?
Don't forget that this is a federal government issue itself.
Yes.
You understand? This is a federal government issue itself. For federal government to have remembered, don't forget that during the time of Buhari, there are some promises that have been made in the past for MQ Abiola.
Yeah.
Don't forget that Jonathan didn't meet any of them, or I don't know, but I'm sure that there's nothing. We didn't hear something like that during the time of Jonathan. But we had the time of Buhari, and again, I think Bola Ahmed Tinubu, I think he did something similar to that again this year. So let us wait for forthcoming government that let us be hopeful.
I personally, I do hope that this does not come up on the front pages of the newspaper saying a decade or you just feel bad and say, oh my God, I remember we discussed it then at the time. Very quickly move to Kaduna abductions, securing the people and delivering the people from this Scourge. Thankfully, 107 students that were said to have been kidnapped in Kaduna State in recent weeks have been brought back safely. The governor of the state, said thanks to the federal government for helping, and also the security apparatus for ensuring that these kids, probably they're not kids, that these students were brought back alive. But Mohammed, the students were brought back, but without their teacher. The life of the teacher was lost. Another person down to kidnapping, to banditry, to this scourge that has been bedeviling the nation for several years now. The question is, how do we get out of this mess? How do we end Boko Haram? How do we end banditry? How do we end kidnapping? When did it become, there was one bandit that was chilling,
flaunting on your TikTok.
you know, recently.
Yeah.
Look at the money that guy had behind him that he was sleeping on. Some people
even if care is not taken.
he work 9 to what is 9 to 5? 9 to 9.
You won't make.
He will not make that
get
money.
money.
And a bandit, a guy that probably does not even have secondary school education, is flaunting several millions. How did it become so lucrative? Is it the new tech?
Or the new oil money?
How did we get here?
Yeah, it's really very funny. That I don't know. Sometimes you imagine that what kind of country have we found ourselves when we look at the way things are being handled by our so-called leaders. At the release of the 187 students or children, we will be surprised that people were released. 187 students or children were released on Sunday, and on Monday we have a tailor who have sewn 187 clothes up and down.
I don't personally. I feel like if you're a government, you have guys that business guys
very well. But the output is shitty. It's very funny. Why is the celebration? Why the celebration? You understand? I think the 287 students were kidnapped. 187 now. Yeah. But it was
the figures have now been conflicting.
So these are the things we should look at and say what is really happening. Okay, the first question is, should the government have celebrated? No, you can actually pronounce that they have released this. For us, the celebration shows that we are usually resting on our laurels.
It was probably to show the world that
show the world. And again, forget that the next day, I think there was a fresh attack of 26 being kidnapped again.
In fact, for a while now, Kaduna is the epicenter.
Very well. While we are resting, celebrating our laurels or resting on our laurels, they keep strategizing a way of kidnapping more. And it was alleged that the government didn't pay a dime to get them released.
They said so.
That's why I used alleged. You understand?
The government said no. The government said that they did not pay a kobo. That's a matter. I think I'll pass that.
Very well. These are the issues. After releasing them, we relax again. We sit. They tell them we get them again. After releasing the 26 again, we will buy them clothes. We sit again. I think they are not finding a lasting solution to this particular matter.
What is the lasting solution to this matter?
The lasting solution is that the government, must invest a lot. Now, we can't be submitting. You can't be waiting for the federal government to always come to your rescue. It is obvious now that the federal government is trying its best, but the best is not doing anything. So the state government should also take it upon itself by creating, local police. I know they don't have the authority to create it, but they can actually have the security outfit. For instance, they have it now today. They have it in Katsina. They have it in Sokoto. So the same thing should be replicated in Kaduna State. And Kaduna State is one of the leading states in the northern part of Nigeria, the northern part of Nigeria. And these people are not doing it. This thing every week. There's a record of someone being killed or kidnapped in the state, and if the government is there celebrating what is not, so the government now should budget enough or creating a state, a local police or a particular outfit to cushion the effect of this thing. People don't go to school again at the moment in the states. I have a friend who is saying that now they are not even sure if their sisters or their wards, will be going to school at the moment because they don't have the money to start crying or calling people that please come up and so on. I think the Kaduna State government should, bring people who are, or should call on security experts to train people who are interested in defending their state on, local security, how to do this, and they should guide the environment. Look at Lagos. You can also coach Lagos State. We have the NSBC, who are usually there, you understand, to inform the police that, hello, this is what you have got in a particular area in this state. The police will go there to intervene immediately. So when they have something like that too, that they will, it will
be faster and easier. Yeah. Now, over to you now. A kobo was not paid. A dime was not paid. And of course, trust Nigerians. A kobo, do you think a kobo was not paid? Do you honestly think a kobo was not paid? A dime was not paid? I mean, they just went in there, had tea and bread with some of these bandits. You guys just took those kids. You have to bring those kids out there, man. And then we want to take them home in a bus. I mean, have a great day. Was that what happened? No arrests, no shooting, no, Nothing. We just went in there
and take them out.
Do you know where they were before? Were they meeting? What's going on?
Okay, so I do not believe that they didn't pay any money because these bandits or the kidnappers, they are not kidnapping just for fun. They have targets. They have a motive. They have a purpose. So you go into their hideout and sharing bread and jokes and all to bring back the kids. It I mean, it's a fictional story. It's a fiction. So, and like I said earlier, the insecurity, there is intelligence gathering. It shows that the government knows where these kidnappers are. And they say, desperate situations calls for desperate measures. If today the federal government decides to bombard every forest, every angle of Kaduna State, they can. And they will. It will happen.
You think it will happen?
It can happen.
Okay.
If they want to.
Not that it will. Okay.
And you will be surprised how many arrests they can make in a day, if they really want to. At some point, there's this Islamic cleric, Sheikh Gumi. Are you saying that he doesn't know where these bandits are?
They said it was called.
It was even called to negotiate.
No, not to negotiate. It was called for question. It was brought in for questioning earlier.
So, what information was retrieved from you?
We don't know.
They won't review that. Just like they didn't review how much was paid.
Where they said
so
a kobo was
if
not paid.
if it is so that no kobo was paid, and it happens tomorrow that the kidnappers kidnapped again, no kobo was paid. I mean, it's bad for business for the kidnappers.
So why am I kidnapping?
Exactly.
Why am I taking my goods to the market? Is it not to sell?
So I do not see any out of truth in what the government said that they didn't pay any money. No, they didn't pay, and the kidnappers allowed the kids to leave. No arrest, no investigation. I mean, it's
beautiful one now. Okay, since now, how do we make banditry less lucrative? How do we make kidnapping less lucrative? I know the country is hard, but we have persons like Mohammed Lawal still trying to get education, still trying to go to school. Perhaps he may never in his life make as much as that bandit.
I'm telling you, it is obvious now.
But you may never make as much as that guy.
It's obvious.
But you are still chasing things. You are still looking for progress outside of crime. How do we make banditry, kidnapping less lucrative?
I think the National Orientation Agency has a great deal of work to do in the country. Understand? To me, on the scale of 100%, I will give them 25% because they have made our youths not to see the significance of morality. Understand? I think the National Orientation Agency has to go to the northern part of the country, bring out, people who are supposedly the leaders or headers in the region to speak on the radio, on the national TV, as well as on any media platform to show to them that this banditry, terrorism, and so on that they are perpetuating, are destroying the country's economy, destroying the image of the country, as well as retrogressing the development of the region. All of these things is not being done by these people. And these bandits are using the media platforms to showing to the people that the government
are becoming celebrities.
I'm telling you.
They have social media angles.
Look at the guy flaunting money yesterday.
One was playing with a gun on his bike.
Very well. All of those things somehow are influencing, are somewhat pushing to the people, to the youth in the region that banditry is the next crude oil, is the next oil. That is why most of them are going there to venture into it. But whenever, for instance, now the NOE, what have they done since all of this while on insecurity? They don't preach about it. All they do is to come out, tell you things that are not, celebrate. Either they bring they celebrate celebrities. They are into glamour, glamorizing things without come out there, speak to the people in the north. These people, I'm sorry to say, the northern youths. They are people who believe in the in Islamic teachings. You understand? Use these things, to talk to them, to preach to them. Because in the Holy Quran, Almighty Allah did not say that we should be terrorizing ourselves. You understand? But these people, the bandits will tell you that the federal government are manipulating them, that they will not agree. They at the beginning of the Boko Haram's, activities. As a result of them, they said Boko means book. That is, they are using a book to manipulate them whatsoever. You to come out there should be a counter narrative. Mm-hmm. You are not countering them. You are not saying anything. And the need for the creation of the National Rotation Agency is mainly to sensitize the people in the country. There is no sensitization. For instance, you say that the people are smoking, they are taking drugs. How many times have the National Rotation Agency been able to preach to these people, explain things to them? I think, to me, it's not all about upgrading our security apparatus, but it's all about also preaching to the people in the region that this thing is destroying their region. It is making them very bad. For instance, we can northern Nigeria is still the same thing as the likes of all of these African countries that are facing bad situations, war and so on. It's just like that. So they should explain to them so that we can have them a way forward.
It remains to be seen what these governors and leaders will do regarding out of school children in the north. These figures are very high. I mean, time is not our friend now. I can go on and on reeling out numbers. These figures are high. Bandits have become emergency celebrities right now. They have handles on social media where they post cash. They are known. Platforms. They recruit. They are known. I mean, they are known, for God's sake. These guys have names. They have nicknames. Don't they have families? Don't they have wives? Don't they have girlfriends? If the security apparatus is serious, don't you think this is an issue that can be sorted? Of course, maybe when you dig deep and you hear things from the horse's mouth, sometimes you'll be shocked and alarmed. But hey, it keeps getting worse day by day. This situation must be nipped as fast as possible. We know our security apparatus are doing things because just yesterday reports came in that they had killed Dogo Gide, one of the major bandits disturbing the northwestern part of the country. And yes, kudos to them for that. But hey, time is not our friend on this program. Thank you very much to my guys, Babatunde Fitilola on my right and Momela on my left, for helping us dissect some of the issues, eating up the politics. Thank you very much for our production crew for turning up as usual. On behalf of everybody, my name is Shegun Dwyer saying stay out of trouble. Have a fantastic long weekend ahead. It's a religious time of the month. It's Easter and Ramadan is still on. God bless you all.